So the other day when I was out shooting, I was using some training ammo that was not the best quality. So I kept getting misfires. And it got me thinking about doing a video just about what to do when you have a malfunction with a pistol. And, you know, they say the loudest thing in a gunfight is a click when it should have been a bang. And there's some truth to that. I mean, it's horrifying. And there could be a lot of reasons that that happens. You could have a bad round. You could have not chambered a round. You could have not have seated the magazine properly. You could get a stovepipe so the round didn't fully eject. You could get a round that didn't eject at all, and you end up with a double feed. And there's only a couple ways to handle these things, to approach it. The biggest thing is action over analysis. You could sit there and analyze it all day, or you could just get busy doing what you need to do. So we do things in a way that's going to take care of the most amount of malfunctions possible without having to think about it, without having to do anything, with just acting. And that typically is tap, rack, bang. It's same as with a rifle. So you're going to seat the magazine all the way, which is your tap. You're going to rack, just in case if you have a bad round, you're going to get it out. If you have a stovepipe, that'll get it out. If you didn't seat a magazine, or if you didn't rack a round or seat your magazine properly, that will rack a round in there. And then you're going to go. The only time that's going to be different is when you have a double feed and you're still going to do tap, rack, bang. It's just you're going to realize that's not going to fix your problem, and you're going to go into remedial action and take it a step further to actually clear out that double feed and then gas it up and go. So the first thing you're going to do when you hear that click, or you get a mushy trigger, whatever happens, is you're going to pull it into you. You're going to get it into your workspace. We do this for a couple of reasons. One, it's easier to manipulate everything right here, close to your body and close to your eyes. Two, if you happen to be moving, you want to, it's just going to be way easier to deal with it close in when you're on the move. And three is for perception. You want to be able to perceive everything in your environment while you're dealing with what has occurred, and not lose sight of your target, things that are in your way if you're moving, all that, you know, good shit. So, okay, so let's get into what this actually looks like. This will be how you would clear a type 1 malfunction. So, you know, you didn't chamber a round, you didn't seat your magazine properly, the round was a dud, any of those, it's going to be cleared the same way. All right. So basically, you're going to punch out, you're going to get your click. All right, you're going to bring it in to your workspace. Your workspace is basically anywhere in here that allows you to keep your eyes, your muzzle, and your threat in alignment. All right, so you're going to bring it in, tap the magazine, rack a new round. That's going to get rid of a bad round. It'll get rid of a smokestack, or it'll get, you know, it racks new rounds. You punch out, and you're back in business. Okay, so what happens if you get a double feed? That's when you have two rounds trying to enter the chamber at the same time. The old conventional wisdom is that you would lock the slide to the rear, press the button to rip the magazine out, rack it 2 or 3 times to get any bad rounds out of there, insert a new magazine, rack it, and go. That's a lot of steps. It's very time consuming. It takes your mind off the fight. So there's a much simpler way to deal with it, which I'm going to cover now. To set this up to practice, just take a dummy round. I'm going to use different colors here so you can see that a new round gets racked into the chamber. So we're going to insert a dummy round. Here's a magazine. We're going to be using these yellow tipped ones to demonstrate. Put your magazine in, release your slide. Now, as you can see, it's trying to follow it into the chamber. Now you can see is when I press the mag release, nothing happens. The magazine's kind of wedged in there. So how do you deal with this? Basically, you're going to be shooting and you're going to get a dead trigger. You're going to bring it in, tap, rack. By the rack, you're going to know that it's a double feed because the slide's not going to travel all the way. Basically, at that point, just press the mag release, pull the mag out, put the mag in, rack it, and go. As you can see, a round came out, and now we're going to have a new round in there. That's the quickest and easiest way to do it. Especially if say you're concealed carry and you don't carry a spare magazine and you need to use the same magazine. If it double feeds again and you have access to a fresh mag, a lot of times double feeds are caused by bad magazines. So just go straight to a new mag. All you gotta do is rip the old one out, put the new one in, rack it, and go. So all this comes down to it's time consuming, it's a pain, so you need to be proficient at it and you need to do it automatically, which means you need to train it. In order to train it, you're going to need some type of dummy round. These are two that you could get off just Amazon. These are like ST Pro Action, and they've got this bright yellow tip. And you can see there's a chamber like a soft chamber for the striker to hit. These are pretty good. They're easier to find in the dirt when you're practicing this stuff. I don't know how durable they are. I've used them quite a bit, but not a ton. This, you could see, they're all aluminum, and I've worn these out. This is kind of more what they look like new. They have a soft spot in the back. These are hard to find in the dirt, but doable. These aren't the cheapest things in the world, but they're not so expensive that you shouldn't be using them. You need to train these things. You need to train them. You need to do it automatically. I'm going to show you some footage of me shooting where I got a bad round and I just immediately went in, just click, bang, rack, and went back on the drill I was doing. It needs to be like that. I didn't think about it, I just did it, and you need to train it so that when that happens, you automatically go into remedial action.